To Mr. Slick Talk, and I'm back with another video. So Nasty C was on the Ellen show a couple of days ago, and the amount of credit that I'm gonna give him is this much. Nasty C, I'm not impressed. You going on the Ellen show was an embarrassment in itself. That was a complete and utter embarrassment, and I am ashamed to call you South African. What you did on the Ellen show was an embarrassment. I'm ashamed that you from here. I wish you weren't from here. That was an embarrassment. Stop trying to drag along the fact that the album flopped. We all know Zulu Man with some power flopped. What you're doing now is you're trying to drag it along. Hold your L and keep it moving. Stop trying to drag it along. You going on the Ellen show, you doing a podcast, doesn't compensate the fact that the album was trash, and it doesn't compensate that the fact that the album didn't do what you thought it would do. That's a fact. You thought the album was going to take you international. You thought the album was going to hit Billboard and was going to do this. My nigga, that album flopped. Nobody is fucking with that album. Nobody. All the backing, all the help, whatever you're doing is not going to help the fact that the music is trash, my nigga. Your music has been trash for the past 2 to 3 years, my nigga. You haven't done anything good since the 2 to 3 years. You haven't done anything worth mentioning, my nigga. You have been trash. And when I saw you on the Ellen show wearing all white, it just brought back memories. I'm like, fuck. I remember when this nigga was wearing the all white and he had the dreads. That was when Nasty C started to piss me off. So when I see this nigga wearing a kangaroo hat in 2021, a hat that's supposedly that's from the 90s, 80s, when you're wearing that on the Ellen show, you're just embarrassing us as a nation, my nigga. And for you to perform that weak ass, trash ass song with Ari Lennox, my nigga. Actually, that wasn't even a performance. That was a Zoom call. That wasn't a performance on the Ellen show. Nasty C was performing on a Zoom call. That's what that was. And Ari Lennox was in a fucking toilet performing that song anyway. So I'm not impressed. You going on the Ellen show proves absolutely nothing to me. It just shows me how ridiculous you are for the fact that you're not willing to hold your L. Take your L and keep it moving. You said you're releasing 3 projects this year. I cannot wait. I am rubbing my hands. I want to see what you're going to do next, because everything that you've been doing for the past 2 years has been trash. So let's see what's next, my nigga. Let's see what you have next, because now you're just dragging it along. Take your L. And I was listening to the podcast that you did with Slicker. By the way, Slicker is the corniest OG I've ever seen in my life. This nigga said Zulu Man with Some Power was the most cohesive Nasty C album ever. Slicker, stop dick riding for interviews, my nigga. You're only gonna play that OG card for so long. No, Slicker. No, we have to call you out, my nigga. You've been doing this for the past 5 years, and I think it's time for you to get your moment, because you cannot keep doing the whole OG card, I need an interview, OG status thing for how long, my nigga. Slicker, let's be real. We only know one song from you. And that was from the group Umoya. That's it. That was from the group. The only song that we know from you, Slicker, was Umoya, and that's it. I don't know anything else from you. So you playing the whole OG card. Yeah, I'm an OG. Give me an interview. You've been begging Greece for interviews for the past 4 years. We know you, Slicker. We know your background. We know what you do. And your channel has been failing. Let's be real. Your channel, the numbers have been failing. So the OG status thing, you can only play that card for so long. For you to dick ride Nasty C and call Zulu Man with Some Power the most cohesive album that Nasty C has ever done. What does that say about you, my nigga? What does that say about you, Soulja Boy? What does that say about you? It just shows you fell off as a rapper, and now you're giving Nasty C bad advice. Instead of you telling Nasty C that the album wasn't good, you don't have to say it's trash, because I'll say trash, because I don't give a fuck about that, nigga. I'll say proudly, that shit was trash. You should have just said, Nasty C, nah, this album was not your best album, or this album was not it. But for you to call it the most cohesive, what the fuck are you talking about, Slicker? I don't think you're an OG anymore, my nigga. Let's be real, I don't think you're an OG. You doing IG live interviews, I don't know if you're an OG anymore. I question your OG status. Let's just say that. I question your OG status, my nigga. For Nasty C to do a Zulu Man with Some Power podcast The Ellen Show, it will never compensate for the fact that the album was trash. And I also want to speak, because I have time now, I'll speak about this. This nigga called Offense Moas, I think he's a videographer. He's a small-time videographer. He does skits and he does music videos. He will never, ever in his life be given a movie, and he will never, ever in his life be given a budget to do a TV show. He's a small-time videographer. He does music videos around South Africa. This nigga has been one of the worst haters I've ever seen. This nigga has been hating on me on the low for a while now. I remember when I did the Sammy video, this nigga was like, we can easily cancel this nigga's page. We can easily cancel this nigga's page. Cancel my page. I beg you. Report, cancel, do whatever. Do your utmost best, my nigga. This nigga hates on me because he has to every morning wake up next to this. That's the problem. Every morning he has to wake up to this. I feel your pain, my nigga. I understand. You're bitter. You're upset. You have to wake up next to this every morning and you're upset and you're pissed off because, let's be real, you have over 500 subscribers, over 500,000 subscribers on YouTube. You supposedly have the clout, but you're stuck with this, my nigga. You're stuck with this every morning, every day. You're married to a woman that's slightly below average. Let's be real. You have the clout, but the woman that you're married to is slightly below average.